Hey, it's Ray Steele. Hope you like this, and please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it.
Nunsense is habit forming. Let us tell you why.
This is one of the most fun shows you will see, and I can personally vouch for it. I can't vouch for this production, but I have seen it before. Maybe you have too. It's called Nunsense, and a production of it is going to be the first piece of the season for the Actors Theater of Indiana, starting this week, and Karen Sheridan is directing it out at the Studio Theater, the Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel. Karen, how are you?
Yes, I'm great. How are you?
I saw Nunsense. This was, I'm going to have to think exactly how, probably 30 years ago, at least 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a production in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is the place of my birth. I was still living down in that area. And it starred the great, just incredibly talented Dodie Goodman
Oh, yeah.
in the title role of Sister Mary Amnesia. And it was one of the most fun things I have ever seen
It is a blast.
to this day.
It is a blast. Yeah, it's a wonderful show that brings together comedy and vaudevillian comedian timing, and it's all around a community of nuns. And what's really nice about it, if you've seen it, you know that it's funny, but it's respectful, and it's really heartwarming. And I think it's perfect for the first show of their season, especially coming out of COVID and us being sequestered, as it were, for quite a while. It's really nice to be in an auditorium with people that are laughing and having a great time.
Exactly. Yeah. If you think nonsense meaning disrespectful, as she said, or as you said, it's not disrespectful. It's something that, if that is your faith, it's something you can laugh at. And there's a
it's
lot
lovely.
of really just funny things. But as you said, very poignant.
Yeah.
Not to give away anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's really going to hit you by the
Yeah.
time you get to the finish.
Yeah, it does. I sit in the rehearsal hall every day, and I'm laughing out loud, but at the same time, I'm wiping tears away a couple of times during the show, because it is very touching about how callings of any kind can reach out and take you in sometimes the most unexpected ways. And so some of the nuns tell their stories about how they became nuns, as well as trying to create a dynamic fundraiser for a dilemma they have.
Yeah, it's a very funny dilemma. You need to go see the show. Got a good cast?
Oh, I have a brilliant cast. They came in from all over the place, and we have a local actress as well. So our Reverend Mother is being played by Suzanne Stark, who local audiences will probably recognize. And then we have nuns, actresses that have come in to play the nuns from Texas and Vermont and Indianapolis, like I said, and New York. And a couple of my actresses have played the show before, and so they have a deep understanding of their roles. And then 3 of them are brand new, and we're having such a great time in the room. They're brilliant. They really are.
Now, people might wonder how a local theater company works like that, and whether it's all locals or mostly locals, or whether you do bring in people from outside. As you said, it's a little bit of everything, but these are actors who are trying to work at their craft, get better at their craft. Maybe that's what they want to advance and continue to do the rest of their lives.
These are all professional actresses, and we had auditions remotely, and that has happened a lot in theater recently. But we also had callbacks remotely, and so they really had to be dynamite to come through the screen and make us want to use them in the show, because you only have 5 people in the show, and so the responsibilities are huge, so you really need key people. The other thing about the characters is that they're all so different from each other. They play these nuns that are very different, and we have somebody that's also playing a novice who hasn't taken her final vows yet. And so their aspirations and how they express themselves through their order is really exciting. And when you have the right actors in the room and you're watching them develop these characters together as a community, it's been a wonderfully creative experience, and it's a really good room. As a director, and I'm a guest director here, I'm from the Detroit area, and as a director, the most important thing is to have a great room. It's like having this studio and knowing the people that are hooking you up to the microphones, and, that you trust everybody in the room. And the same thing is very true in theater, because you only have a certain amount of time to put the story together, and it has to be believable to the audience. And my musical director, who's Jay Schwant from Ball State University, who's brilliant. He said right away that the blend of these women's voices sounded like they'd been in a choir for years. So they act that way, and they're working that way in the room, and it's been a terrific experience.
I don't mean to go backwards here. That's amazing that you could cast like that.
I know.
Virtually.
I know.
I mean, it's bad. It's hard enough doing like virtual interviews with people as part of our job here.
Yeah.
Or let's say we're doing virtual job interviews with somebody who wants to work here. That's a lot different than when you're auditioning for a musical.
Yes, a live experience.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of dance in this show. So
Yeah.
there's tap, and there's point, and there's vaudeville, and there's all different kinds of styles. And so some of these women were submitting dance tapes as well of them in studios in New York or studios in their homes. And I felt we all collaborated on the casting of this show, and I felt like we were so like-minded. The people that we cast jumped out of the Zoom link, you know? And it's so great to get them all in a room together and see how well they work together. It's really, I always call it a love fest when things really jive, and you don't have to work on community building because they walked in the room and they all wanted to do the work and enjoy each other's company. And you can feel that in the show. You'll be able to feel that on stage.
It starts this Friday, runs Friday through Sunday this week, and then Wednesday through Sunday for the rest of this month through September 25th. Nunsense, put on by the Actors Theater of Indiana. It's at the Studio Theater there in Carmel at the Center for the Performing Arts. Karen Sheridan is the director. Karen, welcome first of all to Indy. Hope this isn't your first or last time here. Hope you enjoy it, and glad to have you today.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.